Live? I bet. You already know. We back. Miss y'all. Miss y'all. It's been a good week or two, but you already know it's your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. Man, I'm here with my guy, man. It's actually good to have one of these episodes. Like I haven't had an episode where we can actually just sit back and just talk mad shit. And it's actually good to have my guy Cotton Candy here. So, we actually could just sit here, just really just have some fun. Like I'm about to really show y'all like just what having the conversations about. Like, cause a lot of podcasts and stuff I'll be watching, a lot of like shows I'll be watching, they don't be knowing how to just like hold like real stories and stuff anymore. With real people that are really out here in the culture that's actually doing something. You feel me?
Streets, thank you so much for having me today.
Always.
I just want to let you know, Streets, this is going to be an epic episode. So we're going to start by saying that. So as far as being in the culture, I think it's very funny because a lot of people, they don't understand when the culture started. Okay, first of all, they ruined the culture. The culture was a beautiful thing. There was money to be made. There was a lot going on back in the day. You used to go to Cali. They basically the government has watered everything down so much because they want their hands. They want all the money. Like everything else, any hustle, they did it with sports. Sports was a huge hustle for years. Now you can
Mm-hmm.
go anywhere and bet a sports game. Like how do they live with themselves? All these people they put in jail for sports, all these people they put in jail for marijuana, all these people they put in jail for frivolous things. Now, if they do it, it's okay. So who's the real gangster at the end of the day? Because I don't see them in the streets. I think they're all wearing business suits.
They're all wearing business suits and they all got their properties. You feel me? That's just how it really is. And honestly, for me, it's like even with sports, because like I even think about like my grandpa, like people that he used to know, like they used to actually like bet on like horse races, but you actually had to go to the actual arena where they were racing at and actually go to the clerks and actually put your tickets in. Like you said, it was actually a real hustle back then before everything went online, before everything went to, Telegram and to the government and like everything getting legalized. Like the black market was like a lot more money back then.
I don't need a lot more money in the streets. It was a way to be prestigious in the underworld. They're taking it all away and then they're trying to make like it's okay now. What makes it okay now and it wasn't okay 20 years ago? I'm still trying to figure it out.
Man, they just realized with the internet, all this stuff that's distracting us is like, okay, we can just basically just do this now. And they ain't really gonna see anything because most of the percentage, they're just literally distracted by what? Social media, the clip that's on TikTok or Instagram right now that's going viral, or some OnlyFans chick dancing or whatever. They're distracted by all that shit and forgetting the bigger picture.
Streets, that's another thing. Streets, I got to be honest with you. I know this is off topic a little bit, but this OnlyFans thing is the craziest thing I ever seen. You got a bunch of girls with lopsided asses and crooked titties. I mean, how are they all making money? I mean, nobody wants to work now. Everybody wants a fans only. Only so many
nah,
people could do it.
nah. You know. What I think it is. I think it's like people just forgot how to go out and be social. Cause like this social to me, social media. How I look at it is like, see me personally, I'm lucky to be in a position to where it's like I still actually have to still go to events. I still have to go to networking expos. I still have to go to showcases and actually still show my face and still actually put myself to the front. Like, yo, what's up? My name is Streets 215 Guy Beats, whatever. This is what I do. This, that, and the third. I'm actually like that's just how my system has always worked. Social media has helped my brand. It's helped the podcast majorly. But one thing I will say is that 9 times out of 10, the following that I created was because I still went outside. I still, just I had to show myself. You feel me? I had to show my face. And oh yeah, my bad. I can bring the like mic a little closer. My bad. Picking up the volume. But like yeah, like really like it's like nobody wants to go outside anymore. Nobody wants to like. It's like even with guys, it's like what happened to just going outside, taking like just saying what's up to girls, and just like, oh, now you gotta go on OnlyFans and subscribe to the OnlyFans to talk to the bitch.
They're just ruining the country. I got to be honest with you, Streets. How I feel with this whole social media, I think it's even procrastinated into the weed game now. You have people going on this Leafly looking up $7,000, $8,000 pounds at a pop up, and they want to buy it for 20 and eighth. Like it's unrealistic. Like I think social media has been a blessing and a curse in so many ways, especially in our industry. You got a guy that looks something up on Leafly and tells you, "Oh yeah, this is wedding cake," you know.
And then
Then
what's that other shit called? Weed maps?
oh, weed maps, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and streets. The problem is when you look them up, you're looking up stuff that won the cannabis cup. You're not looking at stuff that's, $9.50 a pound, 1100 a pound, like good quality bud, but it's way overpriced. Nobody wants to pay for anything. I mean, I got to be honest with you. This became a packaging game. It's not really a weed game anymore.
No, I was telling like after my podcast with Lung Stuffers recently, I was telling him like what I see like when I go to like these little events like outside, like when I go like in the East Coast, like down south, and I see these little events like my guys that be going out like down south and like going to these events, they'll be telling me like, bro, they're just making packaging. They're not even making good stuff anymore. And it's like it's just that social media, literally everything is image now. Everything is image. When you go on social media, when you go on Instagram, what is it? Image. Like who has the nicest looking watch? Who has the nicest looking Balenciaga sneakers on or shit like that? You feel me?
100% streets. I think all reality has been lost, and what they're doing to the youth of this country is horrible. They're showing them that, oh, this is what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to walk around in $1,000 sneakers, $300 t-shirts, $1,000 hats. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, once you put it on, it's like a car. Once you drive it off the lot, it's absolutely worth nothing.
Man, Bill Gates was he was making the money he was making still wearing freaking $5, $10 sweatpants. That's the kind of shit that I was looking up to when I was a kid. Like some of the people that was making millions, billions now, they putting in $1 million work in $5, $10 sweatpants. And that's just like, and people be wondering like why I be the way I be. It's like, look, y'all, it don't matter whether I do this podcast in $10 sweatpants or $1,000 sweatpants. It's the voice that matters. It's the message and what we putting out that matters. At the end of the day, doesn't matter what we wear. It doesn't matter about the material. It's the message of what we putting out. You feel me?
100% streets, and I think people have lost real reality, especially with our game. It's not what's in the box no more. It's what the box looks like. You could put a $1,700 pound in great packaging and get 75 and eighth. You could take a $3,000 quad that's unbelievable, and nobody just wants to put it in a Ziploc bag and pay $50. They're like, oh. So what are you really buying? What is the message you're sending as consumers to this game?
Man, when I was getting weed as a teen, it was still not even like the little tied up sandwich bags.
What?
That's how I was still getting. That's how I was getting the good shit at first. They weren't like my OGs who had the real good shit. They weren't putting it in none of these like little graphic designer bags. They were still putting it in like you can literally go to a poppy store and probably pay $1.99 for like a bunch of baggies. And that's what they was putting. That was they was putting them in, putting
Yeah,
good
they
shit
put
in
them in
there.
the little sealed bags. Sometimes they had a little Batman on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Streets, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Oh
Sometimes
yeah,
they were
yeah, yeah. The
green.
Batman
Sometimes they
Jones.
were red. Yeah, it was really
I ain't
special.
trust him. I ain't trust him if it was like the red premium ones. I ain't trust him if it was though, cause like a lot of guys that I seen with them Jones, they would put bullshit in them ones. So like, if it wasn't like if it wasn't just the clear, like even when they was putting like what little dimes and dubs in the little quack baggies and shit, like especially the little purple baggies. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I know. Shout out to what's that guy's name from West Philly? Molly Cobain. He actually just put a TikTok out about that, like the purple bags with the nicks in it. Yeah they went a long way. That like for real, you feel me? They definitely went a long way. Probably go to the homie's house, smoke a whole blunt of that in one night. Probably have a little roast left in the morning just to pass, and you still high.
Streets, I'll tell you one thing: the game has changed drastically in many ways. I remember when I first got introduced to the game. I started late. I was involved in other illegal activities that I was sent to prison for, and I'll tell you what's even crazier. I remember used to go to Cali and pay a third of the price it was going for here.
Mm.
Now you go to Cali, you're paying more because they're bringing trash work from Oklahoma. They're selling hemp. What's going on in the weed game right now is actually sickening.
Hmm.
Would you agree with that?
I'm not gonna lie, not even just man, I'm seeing so it's a lot of crazy shit that I'm seeing. Me personally, the first thing that really surprised me when I was the what's that shit called? The spray weed. That's what they calling it. The spray weed or whatever.
Oh,
That
it's
shit.
Sprinkles. It's Sprinkles. It's a company. So it's a company based in Cali, and that's a big reason I'm here today. So I am actually starting my own line. So it's going to be Cotton Candy. Everybody that don't know, if you want to follow my Instagram, it's Cotton Candy 2246, and you could DM to get this product. It's going to come in like the cotton candy thing you buy in the stadium with a bag inside, a
What, like
lighter.
a cotton candy cone?
No, the cotton candy bucket. It's gonna have the bucket. It's gonna have the bag inside. It's gonna have a lighter. It's gonna have a brake plate.
So my question is this: me being a Z smoker, so what's with this new popularity? Because I had a conversation, I had a little conversation with a couple of connoisseurs from the East Coast and the West Coast. We had a couple of conversations, and the whole weed being dyed different colors at a certain point, nobody was rocking with it. Now we're at an age where they're just eating it up like cotton candy, no pun intended. You feel me? Like that's just like now it's like that, and that's another thing that I see with the game changing. It's like me personally, and this comes from somebody who came from smoking great organic strands from strawberry choke to Blue Dream to OG Kush to Skittles. So we can literally
Yeah,
go down the
all the
list
good
like
ones. Yeah.
rainbow sherbet, RS11. Like so now the popularity with the weed being different colors like red and blue. Next thing you know we're gonna have weed that's yellow looking like straight piss. So like what's your outlook and how people are looking at like or how people are making it popular now?
So can I tell you what my biggest outlook is, Streets? I remember there was a time when if you had purple weed, it was trash. Nobody wanted purple weed. Everybody said, "Oh, look brown. Oh, this. Oh, that." And then as it formed, like I'm sure you remember a time, if it wasn't bright green, they wouldn't buy it. It wasn't available anywhere.
Yeah, shout out to my guys allegedly because they even say like too many people got weed now. It used to be something like you had to know either the plug know or it's like now everybody just knows.
Now
So it's like
everybody's a plug all of a sudden. Everybody's a weed connoisseur kingpin. It's actually comical. They get 3 pounds mailed over in a box, and now they're a kingpin. Right, Streets? Am I lying?
like I said, the social media and like I said, like no disrespect to the to the rappers and to the real G's and the real OGs out there who actually paved the way for the game. Respect. You guys out there, respect will always be given. The ones who paved the way. You feel me? And those flowers will always be acknowledged. But now everybody is like, especially with social media, everybody like, and then this is the crazier thing about social media. They'll go right on social media, posting with pounds like they're footballs. They'll post with pounds like they're footballs.
Yeah, it's really became a real comedy show, the weed game anymore. And I'll tell you another thing, Streets. That's why like people say, "Oh, why are you coming out with a colored brand?" Well, Streets, who else did it? Everything else I've seen's done. They're doing cereals, they're doing the board games, they're doing everything in the poppy stores, the Lunchables, the Capri Suns. I mean, you've seen it all, right, Streets?
Mm-hmm.
So when I came down with my idea, I wanted to be different and unique. And I think coming out with the colors, the flavors, the THC crystals on it, not to mention the weed I'm sending to the company to get sprinkled is absolutely top notch to begin with.
Man, and I'm gonna be honest, like it's just so surprising because like me, I went to a joint out Jersey and I seen so many people just like walking out with like Ace, what's it called? The snow caps or
Snowballs.
snowball? Is that
Snowballs.
what's called?
Yeah.
Snowball? Yeah, I don't look. I'm a so. Hey, and shout out allegedly, y'all know we be Z smoking. So it's like I'm still learning about all this. Like I just like Snowball was probably the first thing I found out about. Like, oh, this is THC crystal diamonds or whatever, like sprinkled on the weed or whatever.
It's
Like,
actually powder. Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, to me, honestly, me like I be trolling. I call it crack on weed. Honestly, that's what it looks like to me. To be honest, it looked like, especially when I seen the Snowball. Like the first time I seen it at an event and then going to the dispensary like a day later after I came out of a hotel. I went to a dispensary and seen it later. I'm like, they selling crack on weed now? Is that what this is?
Now, did you try it yet, Streets?
I will be honest. I'm scared to try it. I'm scared.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm scared to try it. I to be honest, like it's like I'm 30, but I'm old 30. I'm old school. Like I'm used to seeing my weed nice and green, maybe a little orange hairs. Like you said, I'm not you like I don't care about it being purple. And like you said, one thing we gotta address. And this is just to the people who just smoke out there, like the stoners. The best weed isn't always purple. Like, even these two Johns that are sitting here right now in my hand, the Zushi and the Nishi Batenko, like the Zushi is nowhere near purple. The Nishi might have a little bit of purple in it, but it's basically like Skittles cross, and like that's not really purple. Everybody think the best weed has to look purple and look like all white and crystally and shit. Like no, some of the best Johns, which y'all think would look like Reggie, is actually good ass weed.
I gotta agree. I think Gorilla Glue, a good Gorilla Glue strain is one of the best weeds out there.
Even cheetah piss. Some people nowadays they'll look at cheetah piss like it's some Reggie or something. Like, no, you never had good cheetah piss before. Like, you just don't know. It's like I'm trying to like figure it out, and it's like I don't know. I guess people are just so stuck on just what their eyes catch.
Yeah, you know what it is, Two Streets. It's a platform. Everybody's doing it. It's, oh, everybody said that this is good, so it must be good, or this was released, or this just came out, or the little Uzi brand's on it. And I'm
So
not saying that was bad weed because I got to be honest with you, that looked really good. I smoked it. It was great weed. That
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna tell people out there because a lot of people were asking me about the Uzi shit. Like a couple people see me with it because they see my stick. I had the sticker on my PlayStation, but for somebody that is a Z smoker, what I will say, and oh yeah, definitely shout out to allegedly. That's a great question. I will definitely ask that in a second. But for me being a Z smoker, um, that that Be Easy fruity pebble shit or whatever I don't know that fruity pebbles whatever.
it's like a fruity pebbles. Yeah.
Yeah. But me being a Z smoker, I actually got to try it. I gave that a great 8 out of 10 rating. Like that shit was actually not bad, and I already know it's probably lemon cherry gelato. And to be honest, what I'm hearing, I've gotten rumors, from my friends in the dark web that the fruity pebbles they actually used 3 different strains when they were releasing it. So nobody actually really knows which like strain it actually is. But I mean, hey, who am I to tell? So,
Well, Streets, that's
well, I feel
another.
like everything is just like I feel like even I could have had all 3 of them. I feel like they're just all different lemon cherry gelato phenoms. You feel me?
Yeah, just different grows.
Yep. Okay, I'll look at it as. But question that one of the homies had so like we know like allegedly speaking like we know that let's say for example I go to uh some event or some dispensary and I get like a zip for this price. But now you're talking about the sprinkle shit, right? So what would be like the differentiation like once they like do the little like sprinkle shit and then they sprinkle the weed, what would be like the price difference like on that? Like,
It costs about 800 a pound to spray it. So it depends what pound you spray. That's what it comes down to.
so it's like if I had something that was 12 and they sprinkled it, then it would be like it would be two then.
Yes. So but you don't really want to send them pounds. You want to send something that's like 17, 1800, like a real nice in. You want to send something like that to get sprayed. It's extremely fluffy. The colors come through. The THC crystals you could see under the light. I believe you smoked the red weed, right?
A friend of mine, I believe, but I mean, me personally, like I said, like I see it and I just be scared, bro. Like I look at that shit, I be scared to smoke that shit, bro. Right? Cause like me personally, like I said, I just come from I, I grew up with OGs, so like it's just that's how my mindset is. All the weed I smoke don't gotta be all purpley looking, but you gotta have that nice greenery, you know.
And you're always looking for a nice smell. You don't want a manufactured smell.
That part too.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody looks for that. I feel like everybody looks for that. You know, I feel like everybody looks for a nice little like nose when they're able to smell weed. Now I'm not gonna lie, some strands that are out there don't have the best nose, but they're like a sneaker. Like they smoke better than they smell. That's what I would tell people.
Well, it's funny you say that, Streets, because I believe there's a lot of really nice weed for a very reasonable price, like that gets looked over because it's not as popular or stuff like that. Like I believe like the cherry crypto funk, the grape slushies, stuff like that. I believe are very like medium price weeds you get for about 100, 120 an ounce, and I think they're way better than a lot of some of the higher ends we're seeing out right now. I believe the high end game is really became a look game. It was like back in the day. You remember the Canadian weed?
Yeah.
It looked great, smelled amazing, and nobody wanted it. It didn't smoke. So I think that is what you're going to be seeing in the upcoming years. So I think if you have a guy and you're with him, and he's doing right by you, I think you should try to find more people like that, because I got to be honest with you, I think the demand in this market is only going up,
Hmm.
and I don't think I don't think they could grow it fast enough.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I feel like you said, the weed game was fucked ever since. Like this is the craziest thing that I'm ever gonna say, probably ever on a podcast. But the weed game was fucked once it got legalized. Like like in truth, like is it great for people like around the world? Yes, for certain people, but when you're talking about people who have known great strands before this whole thing happened since the 90s, like I've known people who knew about great growers since 94, 95, and I
Yes.
was and you're talking to somebody who was born in 93, so I shouldn't so I don't even, I'm 2 years old, I don't even know about this shit yet, you feel me?
And you know what else it did when they legalized it? The reason they legalized it just shows you what a political grip is on every industry. This was really legalized to get rid of OxyContin. I don't know if you know that. They,
I've heard those rumors. I did not know
yeah.
if those rumors were true.
So they did try to legalize it to get people to do alternative drugs and stop this opiate epidemic. However, I do think it's amazing that no matter how much opiates are still sold, they will not push the weed game. They will not push the edibles. They will not push the creams, which I believe some of these creams are extremely helpful. Uh, there's people in my family that have arthritis in the knees and stuff, and I make them cream it, and guess what? They're in a lot better mood. They feel better. They're much more relieved, and they're not walking around like zombies on opiates.
You know it's crazy. And shout out to Viceland, I think the platform is called. When I was I think I was like 19 or 20 years old, I was watching a documentary. This was out in Alaska. The Viceland crew, they had went to Alaska, and literally they had so many people testifying that once the medical weed had touched down in Alaska legally, it had literally saved so many lives. It cured people. It actually cured some of the cancers that people had. And then literally like shortly after that, and it's like I seen nobody like trying to put those messages out. They were just trying to cut all that short. I even tried finding the documentary video again just to even try to bring a conversation for this today, and I couldn't even find it. I said to like goes to show.
You'll never find it. You know what else you won't find? About 2 weeks ago, a lady wrote about Tesla. She said that she's getting aches and pains since she had a Tesla 4 years now. She thinks the radiation from the battery and all has gotten in her body and caused aches and pains.
Oh shit!
She miraculously disappeared.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I do believe that we're obviously pawns in a large chess game. I do believe that the government does not want the power of weed to be shown because there's just way too much money in non-curing people. There's so much money in people going back for continuous treatments and people just being robbed. They're being robbed of their time. They're being robbed of their money. They're being robbed of their health for no reason. Well, what did it take so long for cannabis to be introduced to affect pain? But however, we had a pandemic. People died. They had a vaccine in 3.5 months.
To be honest, like, and a lot of people don't know cannabis. Like they think cannabis is like something that's new. It's I'm gonna be honest. I did some research back when I was a teenager. Like when I first started smoking weed, like there was cannabis in there was cannabis like out in Dakota back in the 1950s.
Yes.
Back in the 1950s, and like what happened was, see, before the cannabis like really came in the community, Dakota was really more so industrial, like everyday industrial, the usual, like just really keeping the city working. Once weed came in, certain people they started getting relaxed and stuff like that. And some for the better, some for the worse. But then once the government started seeing that, cut that shit around 1958, 1959.
Yeah. And you'll see. I think it's amazing what they do in this country as far as keeping certain people down. It's not really some people want to say it's a race thing. It's not really a race thing in my opinion. It's a money thing. If you don't have money, they don't really care about you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think it's amazing what they do to people, how they treat people, how people are talked to. Uh, there's a dear friend of mine that's sick. You know, he can't even go to the doctor. Streets, they don't even want to see him. He got no insurance. They tell him, oh yeah, you're just a number to them. And I think that's why they put a little in the cannabis game for so long.
Mhm.
What are they going to do? Because I got to be honest with you, cannabis has a ton of momentum. People are coming out every day saying it's curing their pains, it's making them feel better, and now they're making it in all types of forms. They got tinctures. They have so if you don't necessarily want to smoke, if
Mhm.
you want to eat a Dorito, you can eat a Dorito, and stuff like that. And
No, and actually one thing I've learned and just talking to the people, just going out, just going out to events and just like just smoking is just talking with people. Like there were certain people that I were talking to that they couldn't smoke weed, and she told me like going to these events like a pop up in Jersey or Philly, or going to like a festival like Great Day Fest or stuff like that was helpful to her because like she cannot smoke weed. She wished she could, but due to her condition, she couldn't. But once she started realizing that she could get the edibles, it helped. And it's like,
and these are stories you never hear on the media. You don't ever hear about a commercial for you know
no, these are
edibles or
stories that I got to hear from the people myself.
yes, but what I'm saying is the social platform of curing and making people feel better. There's a lot of room to grow with the cannabis as not only being relieved of stress, but to help with cancer patients, to help with people with lupus. It also, if you have Parkinson's and you're a shaker, it also calms your nerves down. You don't see any of these researches being, drilled into our brains as much as they do with all these other things.
You'll have to wait for somebody like We Maps or Instagram posts like Dank City to actually put the shit out. Which actually shout out to Dank City because they'll actually they'll put out these facts. That's one of the only Instagrams that I've ever seen that actually will tell people, smoking this kind of weed helps with this. Doing this will help that. If you do these edibles, this will help that. Definitely shout out to them because it's definitely when I first followed them, they were consistent and literally letting people know and how we can actually help them. There's not a lot of people out there that are doing that, and like you said, the media they're not going to push that. They're not going to push Instagrams like Dank City or even they're not going to push like they're not going to push like great brands that are out there that are even underground or even on the come up. They're not going to push great brands like that can actually help these people. You feel me? And
100%, because the people that are paying them are not backing it. I think if anybody else in this world or this industry did what OxyContin did, they'd all be in prison for life. They paid doctors, they paid lawyers, they paid judges, they funded campaigns. You never hear any of this on the news. You know what I'm saying? We're out here trying to push something that's healthy, push something that's good, and right away they're trying to push a message of violence and unruly and I don't understand how we're not obeying the laws. Why aren't we obeying the laws? We're not obeying the laws because you don't have your hands in it. What makes it legal? We're all created equal.
exactly.
What makes one man able to tell another man what's good for him or what's bad for him?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I know
when it could save that man's life.
They don't want to save it. They want his money. That's what's sad. There's no honor anymore in the world. Even doctors.
No, it is. They say make more money off you when you die.
Make more money off you keeping you sick. How come? Can I ask another question, Street Side? Because I'm very confused. How all of a sudden everybody has ADHD? My mother, when I started jumping around the house, she opened the door and told me to go play football or go play soccer, or get out of the house, go run around a corner, go do something, get out. Now all of a sudden every kid has ADHD. Come on, that's not a real thing, in my opinion. And I don't want to. It's like one of them sensitive subjects, Street. Somebody that really has ADHD and they do something from it. I'm not saying no one has it. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is 8 out of 10 boys don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you take kids and you put them in a classroom that looks like a jail cell, look at class, look at school. It all looks the same. Look at prison. You're all in a gate. You got a lunchroom. It's not fair what's going on in society today.
You get 1 hour to go outside.
Yeah, you get an hour to go outside, play with your friends.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I heard that in a Robot Chicken sketch like the other day on the Robot Chicken show. Somebody like literally broke down that same like basic like shit. Like that's crazy.
And then we're wasting hours and hours of our kids' education on absolutely nothing. Things that'll never matter.
Like now, this is where you said earlier where the internet comes as a gift, because another thing that they don't put out in the media, and I've seen this through for years, like the internet has helped kids all over the world, and like I said, like you would never see this on the internet because they're so focused on putting out bullshit. I've seen kids use the internet to their studies, and some kids are graduating before they're even 18 years old, having great GPAs, like GPAs that some of us, we wish we could have had that when we graduated high school. They're having that by 12, 13, 14 years old.
Yes.
And how some of these kids, I'm going to keep it a bean, people are talking about AI now. Some of these kids were learning about AI when it was still in the beta stage. But they don't credit that.
And how about you never hear it talked about? You never hear how good our children are doing, how developed. Every time you turn on the news, they tell you who got shot today.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ever tell you, we. Meanwhile, where is all the money for the cancer research? Because I like to find some of this money. There's trillions of dollars that are just going in a circle. Meanwhile, the cannabis industry is moving in leaps and bounds, and it's getting absolutely no credit.
I would say like this: my daughter is, I mean, my homie, his daughter had cancer. My homie's daughter had cancer, right? Was going to the doctors, like you said, same cycle, treatments, all that stuff, little radiation shit, whatever the fuck they're doing, whatever. But at a certain point, he just stopped that shit. And he was already like a connoisseur. He was already in the cannabis community learning the shit that he was learning. Started making his own little type of like, edibles that were like, it wasn't too many because she's still a kid, so it wasn't like too many milligrams that were gonna hurt her.
Yeah,
But he found the balance. He found the remedy.
and he's not even a doctor. We're paying.
Bro, literally one of my homies from the neighborhood. Like literally, like nothing, like nothing more.
We're just sinking trillions and trillions of dollars into absolutely nothing. We have been scammed and bullied by the government for years. You know what? What I don't like about the government, they could take you to trial 500 times. Streets, you know how many times they got to win?
Once.
Once, and they ruin your life. I don't. It's very confusing to me what's going on, and that our people are still allowing it.
All they gotta do is win once, and there goes your whole life.
Never see you again. You know how many people are in prison by mistake? You know how many people are in prison for pot? How many people are in prison for sports booking?
I still got like I'm 30. I still got homies who I'm probably not even going to see until maybe 35, 40 years old, and they, like I said, most of it was like probably weed. Most of it was probably weed because probably maybe I could probably say a good percentage of them, their charge was like non-violent, or like it was non-violent.
And that's another thing that people don't understand. They're making fun of people or thinking less of people that are in prison. The people that are running the country belong in prison every day. If you're selling pot, you don't belong in prison. I just want to put that out there, and I feel very strongly about that. And a very good friend of mine did almost 10 years for pot. So I
Like for what? Like a probably like what, like an ounce or
yeah, he had about 300 pounds,
damn.
but he did 10 years. Got sentenced to 10 to 20. Got paroled first time. Did about 10 and a half years. But that don't make it right, Streets. You took 10 years of somebody's life for what? I think what we have to do as a society, not only in this community, is value life. We have to value life. Our lives are so valuable. You know, people say, oh, the guy only got 3 years. Like, how many times you've been around and they say, oh, the guy only got 3 years? Listen, I've been around a lot of guys. They say, oh, we only did 3 years. I'm telling you from a guy that did over 3 years. There's nothing fun about doing one day. And to take you away from your family in a situation, to put you in a situation for them to make money, because that's what this is all about at the end of the day.
They think 3 years is nothing. I've seen homies get locked up for 2, 3 years, and they like that. You definitely missed a few things in that. Like,
Not only that, bro. I missed a very important thing when I was locked up. I missed the communion party with my daughter, and I missed the father-daughter dance, and that's the only regret I have in my life to today. But now I really like to talk about how much the prices have evolved.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when I got in the game, Cali was the move. You went to Cali, you paid $1,200, you got $3,600 when you got it home.
That was a good question that somebody actually just texted me too about that. Like, even before the prices evolved, like, was Cali, and we actually had this conversation on Lung Stuffer, on the Lung Stuffer episode as well. Um he had said that, like Cali, that's where the best weed was. But some people had told me, like, some people have said Seattle, Seattle, Washington. You said like Seattle, like basically like the West Coast in general, but not just Cali. There were like other little spots as well that also had like great weed as well. So was Cali just like the only place to be like at that time?
So back then, if this was when like Portland was starting. I don't know if you remember that, like Portland, Oregon.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
they
yeah.
they
I
started
remember that.
growing. So it was like a drive away. You used to be able to drive there, and you know it's just not up to snuff because it's like a lot of this weed coming out of OKC. It's just garbage,
Mm.
just complete trash, and I'm not ashamed to say it. There are certain things that go into this. It's the climate. They didn't grow it in Cali because they pulled it out of a hat. They grew it in Cali because that was the best climate. That was where it grew the best. That was where it was the best. They had the most room there. I remember going up the mountain, paying 800-900, coming home getting 1700-1800 a pound. I mean, you want to hear a funny story? Streets. So they used to, I don't know if you ever went there, but it's very common to get pulled over coming down the mountain.
Mm.
There's only one reason you're up the mountain. You're either going to buy weed or you're the farmer. There's no other reason to be on that mountain. I mean, nobody's going up there to have a joyride or meet a girl. I'll tell you that. So the girls look like me with a wig. So they're not the Californian girls you see in a movie. I'll tell you that because I seen some.
Oh, I was out. Look, I was about to ask.
Yeah, they dig the dirt all day. Their hands are like brown. They smell like shit. The average weight's about 270. So let's get to this funny story now. So my friend says, listen, he says, you want to make a few dollars? I said, yeah, of course. I want to make a few dollars. Says, how much? He says, don't worry about it. I'll take care of you. I says, okay, book me a plane ticket. Street. So we get there. The guy tells me, you don't have a suit? I said, a suit? What am I going to do with a suit? You told me we were coming to buy weed. He says, listen, you got to go get a suit.
Oh,
I said, Jesus. What?
Now, this is the part where it's a movie.
Yeah, so this part's funny. So now it's about 108 in Cali on top of the mountain.
Jesus.
So he said, I got this suit. He goes, rents me a Cadillac. I got the Cadillac. I'm driving. Now I got this suit on streets. I'm drenched. So he says, listen.
I'm surprised nobody suspected 108 in California with a suit. This is like just breaking that. Like, wait, why is he wearing the? I'm just surprised nobody thought about that.
Wait, it's going to get even funnier. So I told the guy, what the frick do I need a suit for? You know what he tells me, Streets? He says, you're a lawyer. You got to wear a suit. I said, I'm a lawyer. They got the cards printed up with my name on them that said Esquire.
Oh, my.
They said, if you get pulled over, everything's going to be in the trunk. We're going to vacuum seal them 3 times. You tell the guy, listen, you just left the case. You're coming to work. What's he pulling you over for? So they thought this out pretty good. So now, of course, I'm driving down the mountain.
I never thought about it that deep.
Yeah, Street. So it was pretty good plan. They just didn't count that it was going to take 5 hours. We were going to be on the mountain. So now I'm sitting there. I figure, the guy says this. Everything's ready. I'm going to pull up to the mountain. Boom, bing, bang, boom, back in. Sit in the car with the air on. No, the guy says, you got to get out. We got to wait. We're shopping. So, Streets, all these guys pull up. They got a 10 headband they blew. They got 10 gelato. We didn't want them. They got 22 Gorilla Glue. We said, oh, we'll take them all. Well, there's only 16 left. There was never what they said. It was complete disgrace.
And this is before a telegram, so.
Yeah, well, this is crazy. So now all these little guys are driving up the mountain with all these pounds, and they're showing us all these samples. Make a long story short, we finally get to the 100 we need to drive down, and then we're going to come back and get another couple hundred. We were looking to get 500 total. We're vacuum sealing them, bling, bang, boom, this, that. We go to leave. The guy goes, yo. We go, what? He goes, we need 2,500. You just wrap the bags here. They charge you $25 to vacuum seal the bags.
Oh, my God.
They just give you the turkey bag and throw it in the trash bag. That's how they drive it down.
That's insane.
Yeah. So we do it. We pay them. Da-da-da. I get in. Well, now streets. This suit looks nuts on me. My whole suit see through. It's a white shirt. It's completely drenched. I got this jacket. I'm sweating. So I hang the jacket up in the back. I get on the freeway. Don't I drive down? Who's at the bottom of the ramp? Two cops. Thank God. I never got pulled over. They let me go. I drive on the highway all the way back to the hotel. We get everything loaded. We get it home safe.
Mm.
This was one of many trips for me. But I'll tell you one thing. The margins ain't there no more. They have watered down this market so much. They made everything horrible. These people keep telling you how much things are in Cali. Yeah, how you getting it back? They tell you, oh, pounds are only 900 in Cali. Yeah, okay. They're 1150 here. Like, nobody's entitled to make money.
They think, man, people forget how the game go. And trust me, a lot of people don't realize that some of the best strands that come from, they don't even all, like, some from Amsterdam, some from, it's so many, like, countries and all that where some of these, like some of these great flavors come from. They're just thinking, like, oh, it's just so easy to this that, and the third. Like, no, like,
How about all the strands that were made up by rappers and saying they're smoking on something that don't even exist? Like, there's so many fake strains. Like, Purple Haze never existed. They just a lot of things were made up.
Cameron made an album and they just took the cliche and ran with it. You feel me? Shout out to Cameron though, because like that's what it should have stayed at. It should have stayed at like as that classic album. But and then I definitely never heard of. I've heard of Hayes before, like growing up, even like before that album came out. But like I never heard of like the strand Purple Haze. Like I heard of Silver. I've heard of Silver Haze, definitely, but never Purple. Never Purple.
Yeah, a lot of things evolved from rappers and smoking on the za. Everybody wants za. Listen, let me. I hope a lot of people are listening. You are not smoking za if it's 1,200 a pound. So I just want to get that out there. So if you think that's za, you sound stupid. Don't even say that.
You know what it's like. You know how Supreme, like when they like how they started coming up when they started like doing the stuff with the rappers, how they started like doing like the square like photos and shit, and how they just basically started like re-rocking like shit like that and basically making extra money off of it.
Yes.
That's how I look at the weed game. I look at the weed game like how Supreme's come up with this. That's how it's literally the same shit.
It just definitely is.
It's like because you like a fire extinguisher costs this much on the internet, but you buy it from Supreme just with some fucking letters on it, and you're paying like $500-$600.
Yeah, you buy it with a $2 stamp. Somebody got a sticker and put it in the right spot. I'll tell you another thing that drives me crazy. When did everybody become the smartest people in the world? There's nothing nobody don't know now.
When social media came about, that's when I probably say.
Listen, if you're Googling things and you think that's the answer, listen, it's like anything else, Streets. I've been involved in a lot of businesses. This happens to be the one that works for me. But not everything goes to plan. Like that, I believe has to be factored in the price with people. Everybody is saying something that they got, is better than this person, is better than that person, it's cheaper, it's this, it's that. Cheap weed ain't always good. Because I'm going to tell you something. When I come out with my brand, not this Friday, it drops next Friday, guys. You'll be able to get it at the pop-up. You could DM me, Cotton Candy 2246 on Instagram. You could DM me, and I will show you great weed. And I'm going to be honest with you, too, Streets. I hope that I could get that fad time, a year and a half where it's popular. Because that's all you really need anymore. You got to be on top for a year and a half.
I say about a good 6-9 months. A good 6-9 months, you get a run. And not even just with weed. I feel like I feel like with anything, like if you not just weed,
Clothing
clothing,
line, anything.
music, anything. Because one thing I've been definitely learning with some friends of mine, like in my research, and this is just branding yourself alone. Like just 6 9 month run, you have a nice brand, whether it's weed or clothes. You have nice music and you put out good consistent content for a good 6 9 months. You got that run, and then they're gonna start running with you after that. That's why I'm starting to learn, starting to realize. But another thing that I actually have to say, because we mentioned, like, and this is all over the world. They have like there's pop-ups all over the world now. Now, it's a pro and a con, but I'm going to say why it's a con first. I want to say why it's a con first, like with these pop-ups all over the world, like how everybody in states are just making pop-ups. And like I said, I feel like social media is, like I said, plays a bigger part in it. Now, I know originators who actually were doing this, for like they were doing this when I was in diapers. So like I know who originators who did this, and salute to them. Salute to them. They know who they are. You feel me? But for me, like the first thing I knew about back then, when California had like that little smokers social club. This was back in like, and I don't even think I was born. They started it like in 1991, 1992. And I was born in 93, so that's why I said I knew I wasn't even born yet. But it was exclusive. And I think Burner, the guy that runs the Cookie Strain, he said that he was like working at like these joints like back in the 90s. But it was really exclusive. And the fact that it was, the people that you were bringing there, the money was just like you said back. The money was just different. I
Yes.
feel like now, with just people all over the world, just like it's like anybody can just say like this is a pop up. Like what happened to shit just being exclusive? Like I said, like I'm gonna keep it honest. Before I knew about this community, see, I'm an engineer, so I used to just stick to my role. I would just be at be at the spot. Homies will record whatever this, that, and the third. I'm just there mixing songs. I'm just playing my role. But my friends who already knew about this shit way before I did, they would literally probably like they'll come back with, like I said, this is before the bags was popular. When the first like originators like with their strands was coming out,
Yeah.
like they'll come back with their
Uptown Hayes came out
like
in
and
Brooklyn.
that get and like this like when but like this is when like Biscotti like first came out, when Biscotti was like,
Biscotti, Gelato 33.
yes, like my
Yes. I remember all these
like
brands.
sticky bun and shit like that,
Yeah.
like during that time. And then like my friends would just bring these back, and sometimes they wouldn't even be in like the design bags. They would be like in little like just holographic little like seventh bags.
Yes.
And that shit, I would smoke that shit. Now it'd be fucking roasted until like literally the next day and a half. And I tell them like, bro, where'd you get that? Yeah, it's and I would keep it honest. Back then, I never understood why my homies said that until like I luckily I earned my status, found my way in communities, whether it was music, clothing, weed, or media. Like I earned my status in the culture, and then I started learning about these things respectfully. And then, but then I started understanding, like, now I understood why my friends were the way they were. It's exclusive. It's like, now it's like we're in just a time where it's like it's not even like that. Like it's exclusive to new people, but it's like I just wish that like it was more underground, like how it used to be. You know,
Eh,
like you really had to like know, like you really had to know to know. Like my guy said, you feel me?
well, you know what it is too, Streets. They opened the market up with legalizing it. I believe if it was still it was on the border of legalization for a long time. Let's just be honest. I mean, they're filling prison cells with people from weed. I mean, it's almost comical. I mean, some of the people I've been in the system, and some of the people in the system, I'll say it firsthand, they don't belong to be there. What they're doing with taxpayer money, with this cannabis, is a sin and a shame. They invested billions and billions of dollars to protect big pharma. That's basically what they did. Remember when they used to raid all the places in Cali, chop down all the
Oh no,
trees,
I
and
used to I used to watch all the Be Real interviews like like Jungle Boys. I think the first or second year when they had that big ass dispensary when they I think they were up like 15 million. They raided the whole bitch. Took everything. They took everything.
that's another thing. How can one place they did it in Colorado a few times?
Mm-hmm.
How could you have a bunch of dispensaries that the state says are okay and the feds raid them, and that's okay? How is that okay? And then you put some of them people in prison. Like I don't know where that ever became okay. I don't know when this country just everybody just laid down. Nobody likes rules. Nobody likes rules. If you like rules, you're either a goody two shoes or you're a bullshitter. Because I'll tell you what, I haven't listened to a rule in my life, and I'm not going to start today. Once in a while, I run the stop sign so I could do something wrong. I I don't understand streets how these people are not sticking up for their right to do whatever they want on a daily basis. This industry, it is a bunch of guys that never gave up. That's why weed's legal today. There was a bunch of guys that believed in this. I got to be honest with you, bro. You got to shout out Snoop Dogg here. He took it all the way. He was a chronic guy from when it wasn't popular to be a chronic guy.
I'm gonna be honest, like, and I've been a Snoop Dogg fan since a child, and I honestly didn't truly know, like, like my eyes didn't really open to what weed was, and so I was gonna say I'm gonna say about 11, 12 years old. That's why I'm gonna say it. But I've been a Snoop Dogg fan since 7, 8 years old.
Since
And
Gin and
it,
Juice.
but and but it's like, and we always seen him smoking the blunt, even though I didn't know what it was. Like my whole like at a certain time in my life, like that's what we always knew him as. That's what we idolized him as.
Yeah.
We always idolized him as this party gang banging, nice rapping ass motherfucker.
Listen, bro. I gotta be honest with you, bro. There's what I don't like about the Wii game is they make it like it's a dirty game. There's so many gentlemen, and I've met so many wonderful, and not even to mention how many people I met that are extremely brilliant. They have no idea how many extremely smart people are involved in this industry. Like there's gentlemen out there, bro, that are engineers, this, that, master growers. Like this is not something that's done as a joke. This is something. This is a culture that's been built over time. And listen, what makes it so wrong? What makes this any worse than the person that's addicting you to a pill, writing you a prescription, making you go to a doctor? This is something for leisure. It's something that's curing cancer. It's something that calms a lot of people down, bro. I know a lot of people, if they don't smoke weed, they're continuously angry and have a hard day.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to be honest with you, I eat edibles almost every night. It relaxes me. I can't even go to sleep. My mind's racing. I don't get a good night's sleep. I take 20 milligrams of edible. I get to watch my TV. I sit
Mm-hmm.
down. I go to bed with my wife. We have a good time. We laugh. We joke. I sleep through the night. I wake up. I I think that marijuana and the cannabis industry has such a stronghold in what's going on
Mm-hmm.
that they're trying everything they can to not push it full forward. And I believe as more stars get involved, Mike Tyson's involved now. Like more and more stars that get involved, I believe the harder it's going to be.
That's kind of the reason why I. That's the reason why I like as much as and I'm gonna say like this, Lil Durk said it on the song No Ice with Nav. He said um I think put they own name on the weed. That's why the price is wrong. But Now, how you was talking about the rapper weed earlier, like you said, the more stars we get, that's the one thing that I can say about the rapper weed that is a gift. Because I'm gonna be honest, and recently, definitely shout out to what's his name, Be Easy, and I'm gonna keep it a bean. It's a Be Easy, Fly Trap. They're countlessly collaborating with like artists and like people like I'm gonna say I think the homie D thing. I think he dropped like a gumbo or something. Um, Uzi with the pink pebbles. And I
Yeah.
think Uzi dropped a gumbo as well. Um, what's his name? Babyface Ray. He had the wavy flakes. He had that. Coil Ray. She had the pink Zushi by Tenko, which is it's kind of like this Zushi bag, everybody. Which of course you know the podcast, y'all know I love my Zushi, but the pink Zushi it's kind of like a it's kind of like a pink bag. Y'all can watch the if y'all watch the intro of my Larry June vlog, y'all can actually see what that bag looks like. But yeah, like the so and especially the rappers co-signing the weed, like especially when Coil Ray co-signed like Tenko, like that was definitely a milestone and starting to see like, oh, okay, it's it's the scale's tipping. The scale's tipping
Yes.
over. The scale's starting to tip over slowly.
I'll tell you what though, and they really kill you with the comedy. You could buy a Vander Holyfield's ear as an edible. They got a they're called Bite Tyson's. You could buy a Vander Holyfield's ears. The piece he spit out, they actually made it and they put it in a bag for edibles. So they're really doing a lot of nice marketing things.
I
And
might have to try those.
yeah, and I really do like when the celebrities get involved for wrongdoing, because there is, I hate to say it, but there is power in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The more you have that are agreeing on something, the harder it is to overturn.
I'm gonna say it like this, like you said, just all we need is more. The scale's tipping slowly, and it's only gonna go. Once the scale tips, that's it. It's only gonna get more. It's only gonna be more weight on that balance. It's gonna tip over, and that's it. And then not even that. Not even Mike Tyson. You got sports players. Kevin Durant. Got
Yes,
Kevin Durant.
yes, you
Like
do.
you got him. You got
Reggie Bush back in the day, he took a year off.
Ricky Johnson. If the football player, I believe, I think his name was Ricky Johnson. I think he's like he be into Al Harrington, Gary Payton, like
Gary
literally.
Payton has a good strain. I'll tell you that.
Hmm.
His real strain is unbelievable. I'll tell you what I started to see that I didn't see in many weeks, and I'll tell you, you could see it in the cotton candy brand coming out is the blue hairs.
Mm.
The blue hairs I think are amazing. There was in them the Cheerios ones, you know, the ones that came with the ashtray with the thing. That was really nice weed.
So one thing that I have to ask because and I'm actually gonna have to you know what, I'm gonna actually explain it in a story and if my well my friend he'll probably know who he is once he sees the story, but just know when I say the story, bro, just know that you my bro and I love you, but intentions intentions were there when this happened. So I went to a party and I think me and my homie we only had like a nigga weed. So we were skateboarding, riding bikes, and we had to go from can I say like West the West Philly's West 40th Street's the bottom, like West Philly, like on 40th Street. But we were coming all the way from this direction. So like you know how Temple Land's like right around the corner from here.
Yes.
So we were basically going. We rode our bikes and skateboards from there, going all the way to 40th Street from the party, just like getting high, smoking weed. So we kind of didn't have no weed by the time we got there. But luckily, the DJ that was supposed to be there didn't show up. So my friend asked me to DJ. He said, "Bro, whatever you need, I got you. All I need is some weed, and I got you." So he had told me like all the homies and the homegirls is going upstairs to the patio roof, and literally right before I went outside, homie was about to pass me the weed. I see this. It's like an ounce jar. This blue dream, but the buds is like, And I know like, and I know he don't do like, and this is my homies, like we were friends, so I know he don't do like the spray shit. I know he don't go to the store and get those raw spray joints, whatever the joints is. But it was like partly green, but majority of the strand, like of the hairs were blue. So it's like, can certain strands just be grown naturally that way as well?
Yes, there is actually strands that are blue. So what they're doing now is the more and more we see crossbreeds, the more and more interesting things you're going to see because you don't know what's going to come out of a cross strain. And the other thing is, the more and more farmers, like as a cross strain becomes popular, the more and more farmers that grow it, the the more obviously the more genetics grow, the more it's like Gorilla Glue, the
It's crazy. He
GG4s.
he grew this shit right in the little greenhouse. Like it's not there no more, but he grew this shit right in a little greenhouse, right out in Allegheny. And like, bro, I swear, like, bro, that this shit was like 300 an ounce. Like, like,
I believe it, bro. And I'll
yeah,
tell you another thing
probably
that
some of the best weed I smoked ever in my life. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'll tell you another thing, bro. There's a lot of good weed that's inexpensive lately. Like there's a lot of good weed you could get at our pop up that I think is like $20 to $30 an eighth, even $15 an eighth. That's very very good quality for the number. Back in the day, for $15, they won't even look at you.
It's funny, like it's not even just like events, but dispensaries are just becoming so, like, the government and dispensaries, they're just becoming so pitiful to that. And it's so funny because like,
It's actually embarrassing what they're doing.
it's funny. I could say this, even if like the pop-ups didn't exist like the way they did now in all these states, and like, like down south in Houston, Florida, and Atlanta, and like even the East Coast or the West Coast, even if they all didn't exist like how they did now, the black market would still be so much better. Like I could still probably count on going to homie on the corner before going to a dispensary. Because literally that's kind of like how my experience was. I had a friend go I had a friend, we went to the dispensary one time. Shit was just, I don't know what it was, but shit was just horrible.
It's
And
not
then
good, bro. Because this is another thing people don't understand. They have rules. We don't. So their rules are like, yeah, they're made to protect you, but they're really not. Because nobody wants to give you a bad product. When you're involved in this line, like if you ever met a farmer, streets, did you ever meet any?
I've been a few.
They are so, and then you can contest. They are
Mm-hmm.
so proud of their work that like. So I remember one time I was on a mountain and the guy actually I had to leave and my friend finished the negotiation because I told the guy, these really ain't that good. They should be $1 cheaper. He got so insulted that I made fun of his groaning. He didn't want to talk to me, and I was like, "Yo, this guy." Like I was just saying whatever I could to get it, the price down. Streets, he didn't take it that way. He took extremely offense. I never seen the guy again. He wouldn't talk to me.
I mean, hey, some people can take criticism, some people can't.
So I do think those streets in the next 5 to 10 years, I think you're going to see cannabis everywhere. I really do. I think you're going to see every state legalize it in the next 10 years. I think
I mean, to be honest, these countries outside the U.S. are already ahead of us. Like, I got friends that go to Amsterdam and all that all the time.
well,
They're ahead of they're ahead of us. Like stoner lounges, cafes. Now
everyone's always ahead
now
of
are
us.
they ahead on some of the weed and strains? Only certain places, not all of them. But I say like this: you go to if you can find a nice cafe out like in Amsterdam, and they actually got certain strains that you smoke, and you can smoke that shit and enjoy a nice coffee. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I'm just like when and like I said, this is me. What I do, everybody has their niche of what they do when they smoke weed. Me, when I smoke weed, I just go on YouTube and watch like what's that freaking channel? Noisy or Vice or whatever the shit's called. Whatever the channel's called. Like, I watch documentaries all day, bro. other countries, all that shit.
I love documentaries. You know why? Because documentaries are a way of reading without reading. I'm not really a great reader, so I love a documentary. I think streets that what is going on in everything, including our industry, is everything's being pushed out. Everything we're told that
Hmm.
people don't agree with is being pushed out or pushed to the side. And now with social media, society has a way of shunning certain things.
Hmm.
Like they hate Trump, so they just whether you like him or not, it's up to you. But I don't want to get into politics, but
You want me to be honest? Like people people gonna say what they gonna say, but he's the only politician that I can respect besides Obama. And I'm gonna say it because of this. Do we agree with a lot of shit that you say? No, we don't. But you keep it at the face of who the fuck you are. Like I could wake up in the morning and say, "This is who he is." Okay, I know I don't gotta like this motherfucker. Like he's not lying to us in our
well,
face.
that
Like
that's true. But
that is the only thing that I can really only say about that. But like politics is like saying like politics ain't really too much of my thing.
I
But
hate politics because if you
because
know,
because because they're liars. That's that's the
not
thing.
only are they liars, they're all together. Like I don't know if anybody on here knows who owns all the prison food company. Do you know who owns it?
Wouldn't even know.
Hillary Clinton. Do you know who her partner is?
That's insane.
Do you know who her partner is?
Nah, who is it?
George Bush's wife. So they hate each other. They're mortal rivals. One's a Democrat, one's a Republican. Meanwhile, they own businesses together. Come on. I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me disgusted.
Nah, that's insane. Like you said, that's insane. But two sides playing the same team, but that's what they want. That's what they want us to think.
And that's what's going on everywhere, guys. It's going on in every game. It is, especially in our game. This guy gets this strain, that guy gets that strain, this strain's better. Listen, guys, another thing with weed, I don't ever get mad because weed's a preference, in my opinion. It's like
It's
ice
like
cream.
food.
Yeah, it's like ice cream. Listen, I hate vanilla. I think it just tastes bland. So I like chocolate. I like strawberry. I like chocolate mint. You might love vanilla. So what makes me right and you wrong? I think the biggest problem with the world is
Mhm.
people want to argue an opinion. You can't tell someone how to feel. You know what I'm saying? Streets like in my eyes, my wife's the most beautiful woman in the world.
No
You might
matter what
say, oh,
anybody say.
I want a taller girl, or I want a heavier girl, or I want a skinnier girl.
Hmm.
You can't tell someone what to like. And I think as a society, I think that's a big problem, especially in the cannabis industry. Because
Hmm.
everybody, oh, that's trash. Oh, that's no. What makes it trash? Because you don't like it?
They think it's trash because they don't like how it looks. That's what it is. Like they'll just sit there like, eh. Or they'll go to a dispensary. They can have you can go to a dispensary. They'll have like a bud on display or something. They'll be like, oh yeah, that don't look like it's going to, but you wouldn't even know because you never tried it. I've seen like
Like mediocre buds that were really good.
I'll say it like this, like the Zushi right here when I first of all, shout out to my bro Ham when he put me on. Like when I started smoking the Zushi around my friends, and a lot of people don't know, like you go to California, this is like $80-$90 a eighth. Luckily, 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 I, luckily, I luckily I know how to get it for a better price because luckily I know like I know parts of Tenko. So for me, it's like when I started showing my friends, oh, what you about to put in rotation? Oh, that look like trash. And then as soon as it goes in rotation, this is some of the best shit I've ever had. I'm like, yeah. And what you just said, it looked like
Looks
it's so
can be
fun.
deceiving, streets.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. I try to tell people that. Like
Pe- People don't want to hear nothing.
they think that's another thing, like I said, with social media. Like, and that's another thing with social media because like they're showing, like I said, best dress, who got the Nice Balenciagas on. They don't
Yes.
care about, oh, this person actually has something to give. Oh, this person actually has something to give, even though this person looks like this. Bill Gates looks like a nerd, but he has so much to give for what he gave.
I mean, I really had enough of him, to be honest with you. After he told us we're going to stay in the house or something and get robots, I think he lost his mind.
Honestly, being in that kind of industry, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that nigga lost his mind. I'm really
I'll tell you,
not.
it was even crazier during COVID. They're telling us, "Oh yeah, just stay in. Yeah, you are all worth millions. Yeah, it's easy to stay in." That Jeff Bezos was telling people, "Yeah, stay in." Elon Musk was telling people, "Yeah, please obey the government." Like, yeah, it's easy for you to stay in. I would love to stay in too. You got a 1,000,000 square foot house. You're on a beach. Nobody's around you for days, and you've got all the money in the world. I can't stay in. I got to go to work. I got a family. I got bills to pay.
Even if I had all the money in the world and all my bills were paid, I can't stay inside for too long.
It's
Even if I
horrible.
wanted to. And trust me, like it's been times where like I've had like lump sums of money where I was able to chill for a bit. But like I was never like not inside. Like it was times where I would still go outside. Like it's like unless you're working a remote job, then it's like cool. But other than that, it's like no. Like what are and that's the thing. That's just being inside, people having like remote jobs and shit like and all that. It's just stopping. It's it's a social disconnection right now.
Yes.
It's a social disconnection right now
And
with
that's
all
why
that
there's
shit.
job openings everywhere. Now they're trying to put these robots in. Well, people don't understand these robots are realistic. Like they're saying, oh, they're trying them in McDonald's. Yeah, the mom and pop corner store is never going to have them robots.
They don't want them.
No, their robot's going to be their son.
If I ever see a robot in a Chinese store, that's the day that look. No offense, that's the day that I'm leaving. No, I do not need no robot trying to what's that? Do that
Yeah,
the
you don't want
when
them
they
egg.
when they do
Yeah,
that
you
little
don't want
drawing
them
with the
whipping
wok
up.
when they flip the
Yeah,
food.
you don't want them
No,
whipping up your egg
that's
foo young. I
no,
hear you.
that's their shit. That's their shit. That like no,
Yeah.
you can't have no robot. No, that's their tradition. Like you can't take that shit from them. It's like the same thing as like like an Italian making Italian food. Like you can't no, you're not gonna make a pizza or or a meatball sandwich. Pause. Like an Italian. It don't matter what kind of robot you have. I don't care if that robot was made by freaking Tesla himself or Elon himself. You feel me? Like it don't matter. Like you can't. You're just giving it numbers and calculations. You're not giving it everything. Ain't numbers and calculations. I mean, for some people, it's gonna work. Cause trust me, I definitely see it in the future. It's like think about it, like some people gonna have like a like little like sweeper robot John and stuff like that. I definitely do see that stuff, like a little robot vacuum cleaner and all that. That's gonna vacuum up the floor whenever you need the floor vacuum. I do see it, but not for everything. Not for everything.
No, no way. Streets, and I'll tell you what, it's sending a sad message to these kids. It's making them think that everything's going to be done for them, and it's not.
No, and honestly, I feel like social media kind of already showed that because this is another thing. What's
Social
up?
media ruined the world. I'll tell you what, though, it does help with advertising. The only problem is they
Eh,
advertise what they want because they control all the platforms.
Nah,
You
you
don't.
you know what I hate, and not even just the government. And I have to say this about people. Just because you post up a video of you talking for 2 fucking minutes does not make you a fucking influencer. Like I want to say that one more time for those who are like slow as fuck. Just because you're on a camera talking for 2 minutes and you post that shit, that does not make you an influencer at all. That's another thing. Like, and
Well,
that's
you know what the problem with that is, Streets? What makes you an influencer? All you got to do is say you're one. I mean, it's really a sick thing. It's like being a poker player. Like I watch a guy every day just lose all his money. And I'm like, yo, bro, what's up? He's like, I'm a poker player. I'm like, bro, I never seen you win. He's like, yeah, but I'm a poker player. He don't make his money playing poker, but he plays.
Mathematically, that's like, yeah, no, you're not a poker player. Like you're just putting that in your label. Like no, like even like I'm not gonna lie. Some people try to label me as a can of connoisseur. I tell people straight up, bro, I'm just a stoner that just knows good weed. Like simple as that. Like I don't
Yeah, you ain't got to be a connoisseur to know what's good and what's bad.
exactly. I keep it as simple as that. I'm just a stoner who knows good weed. Simple as that.
I'll tell you what, well, you're going to get some really good weed when mine comes out next Friday. I'd like everybody to follow me. Cotton Candy 2246 on the gram.
Yo, there's one thing that I have to discuss, and this is me speaking just as a Philadelphian, like, and I'm pretty sure it's like, I'm pretty sure it goes on all over the world, but this is like just me from speaking from this perspective. You said earlier that the government goes against like shit like with weed, like just like trying to stop it in the message because like me as a Philadelphian, what I see is like I can see weed helping people, but then the next day, the next thing, you just going out the door, and then you just see places like Kensington exist,
God forbid.
and it's like because it's so crazy because like that whole area
Wow, it's like
like
complete zombies.
no literally before that shit became like that shit was like a real nice beautiful spot, like stores and all
A lot of people, they put a
like
lot of
nice
people.
stores and all that shit, bro.
Yes.
Nice stores and everything. But it's like the government just like now you want to try to recently do a cleanup and shit. But
They ain't even clean them up. They're moving them a block down, showing everybody that it's clean, and then they're moving back in at night. Come on, man. I was over there the other day. I drove that way, bro. It's like I gotta like close my kids' eyes. I don't even want them to see it. There's people that are just bobbing in the middle of the street. I mean, you want to talk about lawlessness? They're talking about all this stuff. You got people shooting tranquilizer, like you can't stop it. They're smoking crack in the middle of the street. The cops are watching them. Like, what is going on there? I gotta be honest with you. I don't even know how you clean that up.
yeah, a cop can see a young boy down the street smoking a blunt, and he'll gladly just run up on him and just see if he has a warrant or just search him or whatever, and then try to put them in jail. Like it's just so crazy. And I'm not saying like same way weed has helped people in other places that I've seen. Like I said, I just see it as it helping people. You just gotta know the people, like what they're going through, because certain strains help out for certain people. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like I just like me as a person who has always smoked good weed and like always had crazy anxiety. I smoked great weed that has helped my anxiety, like especially in the past 2 3 years. So then it's like I turn the page and it's like I see other people just destroying their lives with all these other like Percocets and like you said, they're tranquilizers and shit like that. And it's like, damn, I wish they had the same help as I did with weed. Maybe that might actually turn shit around for them.
And that's another
Even if it's
thing.
just a little bit. I'm not saying it has to be like a whole fucking 360, you know?
I don't understand the whole thing because I could have a pack of edibles for a half a week, sometimes a week. It costs me $10, so $20 a week, and I could be high every night. I mean, I don't think that's really a problem.
No, that's a great thing. But yeah, honestly, when I just think about shit like that, I just wish that some of the people out there that I knew, I wish they could have the help that we had when it comes to that shit. Just finding edibles, just and even for some people, like what else is there? Edibles. Some people like the THC juice, the THC juice that helps them
Yeah.
too. Especially for the people that like that can't smoke weed due to their condition. Some people actually like they want like THC can be in their system, but they just can't smoke it.
Some people just don't like smoking. I don't
Mm-hmm.
blame them. How about if you're older, you're sick. You got my grandfather, would never take a perk because he didn't want to be a junkie. So
Never took one a day in my life.
that's what I'm saying.
Been around so many people that's done it. Never took one a day in my life because it's like I'm not even gonna lie with the weed. Like I'm gonna be honest, I never just understood it because like when I was smoking weed, see most people didn't smoke the weed that I was smoking, so my ass would be so high, just hanging with the homies. They would already think that I'm on a perk. I said, nah, bro, I'm just smoking this good ass weed. That's it. Smoking some Blue Dream. You want to try it? Like that shit probably have you looking the same way. Like I never took none of that shit. Like to me, it's insane. Like why am I taking a pill when I can just smoke this good ass weed and be sleep? You feel me?
Yeah,
Simple as that.
I think streets. I think the cannabis industry is. I think it has to take over. It's just a known fact. It's going to take over, no matter how much they try to stop it. Right now, it has it's like a boulder going down snow. It's just gaining momentum.
Mm.
I gotta be honest with you. I think it's helping so many people, and I'm honestly so glad to be a part of it. I really am. I'm so glad to be able to help so many people.
Man, to be honest, somebody might have anxiety right now. You could just be helping them have an ease mind. You feel me?
Yes,
That's how I look at that. Somebody could have just had a bad day. Could have been had all this adrenaline in them. They just smoked something. Like, nah, I'm good now. I can look to the next day. You feel me?
yeah. Or somebody just had a baby. They're chasing a kid around all day. They just want to relax. You know, it's a very relaxing thing. The fact that it's looked at as a drug really kind of makes me sick. This is not a narcotic. This is something that's grown. It's natural, and getting to
They're
that
mad
where
because they didn't come up with it.
yeah, where you say a lot of these countries are more advanced than us. I believe you because
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you one thing: our FDA sucks. The food they give us is horrible. You go to these other countries, bro, they won't give you all that sugar, all that preservatives.
Most of those places, I keep it a being. You go to another country because I know people who go out there. Most of those blocks will just be local restaurants, not even places that have like just chips and sugar. They will actually all
True,
just be local restaurants of just different things of what they're into.
I believe that. I think you know what I think, streets. I think coming up in the future, you're going to see cannabis used for so much things to help the medical field, to help these kids. Why can't they give a kid a gummy instead of a pill that nobody knows what's in it? You're giving them the ADHD. They're giving them Adderall. It's like giving them meth. It's a synthetic meth. Now we're giving 8 year olds meth. I mean, I don't think that's ever a good idea. Do you?
Nah, they'll like I said,
I mean, you can't microdose
you
them.
could take your kid to the doctor right now. They'll tell you, oh, subscribe this, or you need to prescribe this. Is any of this even good?
When did every single person that goes to the doctor leave with a prescription? I want to know that. Like nobody's ever just having a bad day or a cold and they'll be okay. Every person that leaves has a condition where they're sick, where they need a pill, where they need some type of medicine. It's crazy.
Like here, take this medicine. You
Yeah,
should
take
feel
this medicine for the rest of your life.
scripting.
But cannabis is horrible. I'd rather I'd rather my kids take a half a milligram of cannabis a day than take an Adderall or what was that other thing they used to give them? Seroquel to put them to sleep, Xanax. Like I just don't believe in that stuff.
It's all government made just to, like I said, just to give them to our kids, and then they right back at the hospital 2 months later because something else is wrong after that.
So it's a never ending pill mill. They're just taking all our money. They're trying to shut us out with the cannabis. We listen. We won't be quiet at streets. I really appreciate you bringing me on the show. I appreciate you being an advocate. I appreciate you trying to get the message through that it's not a bad thing. Not to mention these pop ups are saving so many crimes and problems. How many people would selling stuff in a car? There was a discrepancy. People were getting robbed. Nobody's getting robbed in these pop ups. Nobody. There's no violence. There's security. It's a controlled environment of cannabis. It's not selling heroin; they're selling cannabis.
What's
So
that? What's that event called? Great Day Fest out in Jersey. Nah, I went there. Yeah, it was nicely structured. When I went to Great Day Fest, it was like you said, security was there all around from, and it's crazy. I'm not the only like, and it was like a maze to like even get there, but like you said, like the Great Day Festival, and then like I said, shout out to Garden State, shout out to Artist Playground, shout out to Dirty Politics, and like I said, they made that an environment, and I'm not even gonna lie, that was like one of the first times where I like really seen that kind of thing. Like, wow, like these cannabis events and pop ups things is actually a real thing. Like,
yes,
now I'm not even gonna lie. Like, even like the first, like a lot of the first Johns I seen coming to Philly, and like I remember one time I was just so I remember like the very first little pop up that I've ever went to. It was literally right down Lehigh and Oakdale. Like that's where it was. Like I was just going to go see a friend that was literally like right down the street by Broad Street. And then I get a text from a friend of mine, like, I'm at the spot. I'm like, oh, that's like 3 minutes from where my friend is. Let me go there just to go see what's up with him. And I go there. I'm like, oh, what's going on in here? Okay, this is real. Okay. And that joint was just like on a little, like a little, like one of them little tiny ass blocks. Like you have to make sure like you don't hit nobody's like freaking side mirror when you driving out that shit. You feel me? But that was the first time I ever seen that shit. I was like, yo, this shit's real.
yes,
Then I brought my friend. I told my friend about it. He didn't believe me, and then it's like, oh shit, it is real. Like, yep, I ain't want to believe it myself. But one thing that I would have to say is that in the next 5-10 years, what is one thing that you hope like people in the cannabis community, and it not even like not even something for the cannabis community. What do you want people in the cannabis community to come to a realization to within the next 5-10 years when it comes to this shit?
I think the realization is going to be how helpful it is, and I think you're going to see, you know, how you see like an epidemic with everything.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see an epidemic where this ends. This is going to go down in history as ending the opiate crisis.
Mm.
I really believe that, and I believe they're taking large strides. The right people that are pushing the cannabis and trying to get rid of the opiates. A lot of doctors are taking to this and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. It's doctors up in them hospitals smoking weed too, and they know it.
You know what I mean?
They know it. They trying to last longer than us. I already know what y'all doing. Like it's just no surprise. Like to be honest, but bro, it was definitely great having you on here,
Oh,
bro.
streets. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Nah,
I
you
think we had a
already
great
know.
talk.
Nah, definitely, and hopefully, and definitely one for the books for the audience to definitely see for years for on time. But then 5-10 years, definitely put this back out again and tell people, look, like the realization was already told. And like I said, it's your boy 215 Guy Beats, aka Streets, aka you already know this. Let Me Rap With You podcast. We appreciate y'all. My guy Cotton Candy. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Definitely episodes for the books. Also, shout out to Tone. Definitely can't forget that. Y'all need to start putting that in the goddamn comments. So y'all like we need a shout out to Tone like in the comments or something. We definitely need that. But y'all already know. Let me rap with you. We are out of here. Peace, y'all. That was